Back up to me.
My name's Kyle, and this is Marie, and we wanted to kind of show you some of the local food producers that have been going on. So, yeah. We're building it up as we go. But first, I'd like to introduce you to Amy Mullen.
Hello. Yes, we harvest all the ingredients in the forest.
Oh, don't
And
move.
then we manufacture products with them and teach other people. Yes, it's my passion.
Can I cross in front of you?
Yes, we harvest a lot of mushrooms,
Can I cross in front of you? Okay?
Mushroom picking. It's so fun. It's like a treasure hunt. We harvest. No, actually, no. Saps? No. Personally, I found it. I haven't given away my patch. We have lots of matsutake pine mushrooms. Yes, lots, and we do a big harvest.
So they grow on dead logs?
No, they actually push up underneath the lichen, and you have to look for the bump in the lichen on the moss. It's very fun. Yes.
So what time of the year?
Late August. Yeah. You ever come back, I'll show you. And I know you have to move on. We wanted to give you a gift basket of some of our products. Is that okay? It's some of the products that we make. I made the basket out of birch bark and spruce. Are you?
You tell me, man.
Thank you. So everything's safe.
Just make sure we get space for him and for the other movie.
Made with wildflowers.
I don't know much about trout.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have lasted this long. I talked about you and eat. Yeah, but I don't drink alcohol. You spend your whole time trying to get it.
Like that.
So these are fish products. We have a restaurant down in Ottawa right on the lake, and the local fishermen go out there and fish for us. Bring it all back there. Everything. Yeah, this is Jackie's message. Oh, this is a little one. Yeah. I was gonna bring some photos, but I didn't.
So what are
no, just yes. I consistently get it. Yeah, it's actually a nightmare. Like a water, say 200 pounds of fish on your penis, and we'll go 500.
Is it literally the lake?
Yeah, so we take down the things of the town. We're on the right-hand side, and we might back back to this lake, and we're yeah, we take everything that they catch. Just away. That's the size of the lake. Yeah. The fish live under the ice.
I'll have to move them.
Yeah, it's only our guys.
Do you make fish?
Yes, I do. Sausage, salami, and that's exactly how we make it. That's
Is it getting wet? We're going to disrupt it too.
They're closed for the season. We get a
They went to
They're going to walk down. I'm not really sure to put the voice down
Hey, should I do a cutaway so Keith can be? So I need to go inside.
were coming wrong.
And they're coming.
So, yeah. Take care very much.
No, you're good. We're good now.
Hello, I'm Sarah. Good to meet you. I don't know if you remember your previous visit here, but these photos are from our archives when you were here 42 years ago to open our center. So it's so exciting to have you back. This is Director Bob James who will show you around. Do you remember anything? Yes. Yeah. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we have the territorial collection of archaeology here. We have our archives. We do a lot of work with Indigenous communities. The parents who donated this telescope to us. Yes, it's in our collection. And there you are with the director.
I wrote that code.
And there's Stuart Hodgson there.
She April says it was localized.
I heard that it was quite a cold day.
Fantastic. So now,
Oh yeah, the regular change stuff. Actually, we have
No, right here it is. Sorry, you're going to be sorry.
Ma'am, I'm going to take you to meet some
So this is
up in this area.
one of the respected organizations.
Yeah, go that way then.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
so have you reached? There are quite a lot of other communities that have negotiated.
Well, most of the communities are still in
Negotiated.
negotiation. There's two that are completed, and there's the governance. They're still working at.
So who did the negotiations with?
Well, yeah, between the Indigenous governments and the government of the Northwest Territories. So in my government, that the number of Indigenous governments we have a few settled claims in the Northwest Territories, and we're working on implementation, of course, but there's a number of other land claims that are still outstanding that we're working on.
Because then I heard today that community, which have particularly down.
Yeah, there's a lot of money out there on some of those lands, and I know they've been working well with industry and with government, but of course there's always challenges. Yeah.
And the pollution that behind goes.
Yeah, and the effects on the caribou and things like that, of course.
Is that being looked into?
Oh yeah, it's a constant topic of discussion here. Yeah, absolutely.
Very, very good.
Okay.
Very good.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you such
Yeah.
So it's looking more good.
Yes.
What about the housing situation?
Housing, is still working on it, but yeah.
I heard.
It'll take a while. At least it's talking.
And renewable energy?
Yeah, renewable energy.
Community projects, is
Yeah,
that?
yeah, we built a hydro dam about 20 years ago. So, always something going on.
Was there anything with micro?
Yeah.
Next time I come back,
So we're going through here next. Yep.
So these games are northern games. They're traditional for the northern part of the world. They are also played with the circumpolar north. At various events, such as like Arctic Winter Games and other circumpolar north.
So the Arctic Winter Games are held every 2 years, so after the Olympics are held. And we compete with these games there, doing high kicks and essentially seeing who can kick the highest while we're there. So it's a very fun, competitive sport that we do, competing against one another. The fun thing about this is that it's a very friendly competition, so we're always encouraging one another, trying to help each other out, trying to kick our best for everybody.
Yeah. It must take a long time to build up.
So yeah, these games, a lot of, like you'll see a lot of our athletes, we've been training since we've been, since a young age, and we've been playing, and then we get to know a lot of people around the north, and get to see a lot of stuff around the world.
So we don't make
That's the best part about these games, they're a lot of the time they're our best friends.
Yeah, so you meet a lot of people around the world. So these sports we do at the Arctic Games, which are held in different cities and different communities. So we get to meet people from Alaska, Greenland, Russia.
They do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so there's sports that are originated from there.
They get back quite well.
Absolutely, yeah. If you look up some of our sports, there's such things as the sledge jump, which originated in Russia. So they actually used to jump over barrels themselves. Yeah.
They still do.
Probably,
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually, the sledge jump, a person can go up to 800 times. That's one of the highest records.
Without stopping, yeah. Yeah. I'll have to show you that another time. So we're going to take you through some of the tactics that we do for the Northern Games. So these Northern Games are done traditionally. They were done with minimal equipment. As you can see, our standard here is something that we can use outdoors, inside if we have an unband. You can even use a sock or even friends or something. So the first event that we do is the Alaskan high kick. How about the name? It's originated in Alaska. So for this event, we aren't actually jumping off both of our feet. We are actually sitting on the ground for this one. So Sandra here is from Nunavut. She's been doing these games for about 8 years now. And she's going to be showing you how to properly execute the Alaskan high kick. So as mentioned, you are situated on the ground. She's going to take her dominant hand and hold her opposite hand. With her other hand, she's going to take her head and welcome. So what Sandra is going to do for the Alaskan high kick is she's going to raise her hand with her foot, and she's going to kick the target with her opposite foot there. So she's going to be underneath it, and then she's going to execute her kick and maintain balance. So you can see that Cassandra didn't touch any other part of her body on the ground. So maintaining balance meaning that her hand and her foot are the only thing that touch the ground until we say, okay, your kick is good. Once your kick is good, we would then move the target up 4 inches at a time until we can see how high we can kick. If Cassandra at any point missed the target, so didn't kick it, or she let go of her hand and didn't execute the kick properly, then we would call that a miss. So if she did miss on her first attempt for this, she would have 2 other attempts to maintain and stay in competition. So we'll show you an example of kind of a miss or a disqualification. So as you can see, she let go of her hand. So you do have to maintain holding your foot to your hand when doing these kicks. can kick very high in this. So if you wanted to execute a proper one for your second attempt, that would be great.
Yeah, so that one, for you did see it just barely touched it. In competition purposes, it always would count.
So any point on the target there, even if you touch it just the tiniest little bit on the hair. Yeah, absolutely. So that would give a kick there. So as mentioned, you get 3 attempts at every height. A fun tale that I was told about the Alaskan high kick, since it did originate in Alaska, on the cold, harsh winter nights, they would use this as a fun game to play in the cuts. So the fun part about it would be that they would see who could place their foot highest in the cut. So instead of having a kick or a target, it's then see who could place their footprint highest in the cut. So eventually where they would go what we call vertical. So placing their foot highest to get that. And some people do that. Yeah.
So yes, I do practice.
I apologize. Like in a pre-position for the walk.
This is Cheyenne.
Where is it?
Yes, I'm a trainer for this, as well as a competitor as well. James and I both in these events as well.
You're getting better.
I'm so sorry for that. So,
Is it 2 years' time? Would you want to wait another year until the next one? Hopefully you'll do really well if we haven't put you on.
Jackie Taylor is also one of our peers who also competes in these sports as well. She's going to be showing you the Tuba high kick. So Danica has been competing in these sports for a couple of years now. She originated from right in England a little bit, and also retired here in Yellowknife with us. So she's going to be showing you the Tuba high kick. So the Tuba high kick is my bigger fish. What you're going to be doing for this one is you're going to be taking off on 2 feet and essentially lining up 2 feet. So at this time you're going to try and kick the target with both feet as if it's rope pressure on them. So you can't be have one foot in front of the other, one foot behind the other. They do have to be parallel or your heels can be different. So if Danica wanted to show what it is to do a standing 2-foot high kick. So she does have to land quietly. So there is another attempt that she can use, which is a walk up. That she will do, which is what we usually do when we get to the higher height. So this one was originally used as a fun, active game that you can do anywhere, anytime, and have fun. It's also used as agility, as well as a stealth, because we do use this on the land, right? So if you land very quietly, we're going to scare away some animals, right? So you'll see down the land very quietly in the sea. It helps you practice. Yeah. I'm the soccer. And in a couple of smaller local tournaments, but not international. It's very popular. So moving on to our last game here.
So this is closing trick. Closing trick is going to do it.
So that's the standstill. You want to be as quiet as possible. So that was the standstill approach, and then also we can do the walkout approach as well. It's the same rules in the competitions way of 3 attempts. Has been playing games for roughly 10 years. And actually, this brother Chris actually helped him a lot training. Like around the city, play these games in your homes, and what he was doing was practicing with just strings and that type of stuff. And then, so now we'll do another one for the run-up approach. Yeah. So the world record. And so that's well above that. This would be roughly 8. 7, higher 7.
This is one.
Do you want to do another one? I have words. So if you would like to see one more, I could place the one that I had. If you would like more.
So we'll, I think you've met the Premier already. And then this is Mayor Rebecca Alty.
Yes, we met at the airport as well.
Okay. We'll hand you back over. Thank you for your visit.
Hello, how are you? Oh boy, yeah. Thank you very much. And Sarah. Thank you so much. I didn't know you were such a good dancer.
I tried my best.
Look at the lanes on that. How many mils is that?
We're melting to come to that.
400. Is that all? Okay. Oh, hi. How are you doing there? Okay, we'll get to work. What do we got? Hoop there.
What about
I'm hoop.
good to know.
People with their phones around shooting this.
Ceremony or something?
What do they look like?
Guys in the brown jacket? That's Charles. Just like that. Oh, you took it off?
Yeah.
Okay, what color is he in now then?
It's in a gray suit.
Gray suit. Gotcha. Oh, there he is. Yeah. When he comes over, you can say hi.
Are you expecting something?
I'm one of the MLAs, Katrina Donovan. Yes. Nice to meet you. We have a gender equal legislation. Mr. Finance. Hello, Katrina Donovan, and I'm MLA. Nice to meet you. Oh, thank you so much for the red dress. The dress is yours.
Sometimes you just don't know where to go, you know?
Minister of the World, good to meet you. These are mine. Yeah. Oh no, I'm in the background. No, I didn't.
evening. My name is Diane Archie. I'm the Deputy Premier of the Northwest Territories and the Minister of Infrastructure. Thank you all for being here today at the ceremonial circle to commemorate the Platinum Jubilee celebration of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. Welcome, and welcome to the Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall, to the Northwest Territories. Masi Kuinaini. We are all honored to have you here today. So the Platinum Jubilee celebration marks 70 years of service by Her Majesty to the people of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. Today's events were an opportunity for the royal couple to meet with inspiring Northerners who are making a difference in our communities, and to experience the rich culture, history, and traditions that make the Northwest Territories a special place to live. I would now like to invite Premier Caroline Cochrane to say a few words. Masi Kuinaini.
Thank you, Minister Archie. Welcome, everyone. I'm really glad to see so many people. Great to see you all here. So thank you for joining us today, as Minister Archie said, to commemorate the Queen's Jubilee and to welcome the Royal Highnesses, the Prince of Wales and the Duchess of Cornwall to the Northwest Territories. A big round of appreciation. Thank you, everyone. That's the warm welcome of the Northwest Territories. So I hope you've enjoyed your visit here and you leave with a renewed understanding and appreciation of life here in the Northwest Territories. In the Territories, reconciliation is part of our everyday lives. We teach Indigenous languages in schools, and we support efforts to reconnect people with their culture, their language, and the land that has given their communities lives for thousands of years. We foster strong, meaningful partnerships between our governments of the Northwest Territories and Indigenous governments. Reconciliation also means working together to address huge challenges such as climate change and supporting Indigenous-led approaches to help preserve our land, cultures, and communities. A key aspect of reconciliation is listening to each other and sharing our experiences and our goals. It's about changing attitudes and addressing inequalities. Your Royal Highnesses, I hope that during your visit you had the opportunity to learn and reflect on the history, the culture, and the traditions of Indigenous people of the Northwest Territories, and the work that we're doing to address climate change, advance reconciliation, and innovative efforts to support our communities. On behalf of your visit to the Northwest Territories and in honor of the Platinum Queen's Jubilee, the government of the Northwest Territories will provide an additional $25,000 donation to the United Way. This donation will go towards supporting flood relief in the Northwest Territories. I will also be presenting a Métis sash to His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, a Dene birch bark basket to Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Cornwall, and an Inuit muskox horn sculpture to the royal couple. These gifts represent, in part, the richness of Indigenous cultures of the North. On that again, thank you everyone for attending, and I'd like to turn the podium over to His Highness. Thank you again.
Honored guests, elders and friends, I would like to begin, if I may, by acknowledging that we are in chief dry geese territory, and it is an honor to visit what has, from time immemorial, been the traditional land of the Yellowknife's Dean First Nation, and more recently, the homeland of the North Slave Métis Alliance. Je ne saurais vous dire à quel point mon épouse et moi sommes heureux d'avoir eu la chance de revenir au Canada cette semaine et de renouer avec les gens et les lieux de ce remarquable pays. Pour moi, ce fut un grand plaisir de revenir à Yellowknife pour la première fois depuis plus de 40 ans, more than 40 years since I've been here. During this Jubilee visit, we have again been reminded of everything that makes Canada so special, not least the vastness and magnificence of the country that you share, the diversity, compassion, and inclusivity which you embody. We have once more felt the extraordinary generosity of spirit for which the Northwest Territories, and indeed Canada as a whole, are so rightly known throughout the world. In fact, what connects you all is that when faced with a challenge, you do not run from it, you run towards it. And I can only hope that your actions inspire and challenge others to do the same. When we began our journey in St. John's earlier this week, and in marking the Queen's Platinum Jubilee by celebrating the spirit of people and service, our great hope was that we might listen to and learn from Canadians directly. This hope has been more than fulfilled. We have treasured beyond words the way that so many people have shared with us their experiences, their ideas, and their example. Time and again, we have heard about such marvelous instances of neighbors helping neighbors in need, whether in Canada or around the world. You have told us, for example, how communities and organizations are coming together with determination and compassion to support minorities, refugees, and new Canadians. We were deeply touched, ladies and gentlemen, by the stories of the Ukrainian diaspora and of the atrocities being perpetrated in their homeland. We have also heard stories of so many Canadians from all backgrounds and religious beliefs who are constantly pulling together to offer support to those in great need, and of how members of the Canadian Armed Forces, for instance, have helped to care for the elderly in long-term care homes, wielded fire hoses to combat forest fires, and filled sandbags and rebuilt roads during devastating flooding, which I know has been one great problem on the Hay River, for instance. On this, as on so many issues, Canada is determined to shape solutions to the challenges it sees in the world. The same is true of the existential risks of climate change. And as some of you may know, I've labored for so many years to bring this issue to the forefront of international consciousness, not just with words, but with practical action. And as I said at the G20 summit last autumn, this means we need to listen at least as much as we speak. And what I have heard and witnessed at first hand of the devastating impact of climate change here in the North merely convinces me of the supremely urgent need to take decisive, bold action on behalf of future generations and, of course, of nature herself. Knowing how strongly Canada shares this sense of urgency, I was particularly pleased yesterday to be able, with the Prime Minister, to bring together public and private sectors from across Canada to identify how we can accelerate the transition to a more sustainable, inclusive and just future through public, private and Indigenous partnerships. I'm afraid that climate change and biodiversity loss know no borders. Global markets and supply chains are deeply interconnected, and time is rapidly running out. To succeed, we will need to restore our relationship with nature, challenge the status quo, innovate new businesses and financial models, work across borders at scale, and ensure a just and sustainable transition for all. In this effort, ladies and gentlemen, our children and young people have a vital role to play, and we must listen to them too, because, as it was put to me yesterday, our generation has borrowed the land from them. Now, I could only say how strongly I would encourage the leadership of the Northwest Territories to address this challenge by working alongside Indigenous knowledge keepers to restore harmony with nature, while also looking at vital community-scale renewable energy solutions to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, such as biofuels, hydropower, solar and wind. We simply must learn practical lessons from traditional knowledge through deep connections to land and water about how we should treat our planet, and above all, recognize the vital importance of taking into account the seventh unborn generation. As we depart from Yellowknife, I particularly wanted to express my special thanks to everyone in the community of Detta for your willingness to share with us your traditions, your concerns, and your profound wisdom. Ladies and gentlemen, our visit has enabled us to deepen our understanding of this important moment in Canada's journey. It has been deeply moving to have met survivors of residential schools who, with such courage, have shared their experiences. On behalf of my wife and myself, I want to acknowledge their suffering and to say how much our hearts go out to them and their families. All leaders have shared with me the importance of advancing reconciliation in Canada. We must listen to the truth of the lived experiences of Indigenous peoples, and we should work to understand better their pain and suffering. We all have a responsibility to listen, understand, and act in ways that foster relationships between Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples in Canada. Now, today, we have had the greatly valued opportunity of spending time with members of the Dini First Nation, renewing connections I established more than 50 years ago when I visited with the Queen and my late father, the Duke of Edinburgh. Here, we have been honoured to learn about self-determination, the vital preservation of culture and language, and the increasingly disastrous impact of climate change on ways of life and the balance of nature. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we depart today with heavy hearts, having greatly appreciated the warmth and hospitality we experienced in St. John's, Ottawa, and Yellowknife. I know that even across the miles, we shall remain in close touch, including through the many Canadian organizations to which my wife and I are affiliated and which we are so proud to support. Above all, we will be closely following the next chapter in this country's remarkable story, and doing so with the greatest affection and admiration for everything that Canada and Canadians stand for in the world. As the journey continues, we remain with you. Merci Cho. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
having it be Littleton
September. Orange shirt day. And it's now the name of
Good, you?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
This is the traditional plant that's very important and sacred to Indigenous people. And the sweet grass, the sage, and the tobacco. The sage and the sweet grass is very sacred to Indigenous people as they use it for cleansing, for smudging, and for good energy. So that's what we're also going to the Jubilee Garden. And we hope that the sweet grass and the sage will be perennials, because, and the tobacco we're really going to try, because we have such short growing season, and we hope it will survive, but we'll find out, I guess. Yes. Thank you, Becky.
I just fantastic job. It was very sharp.
People are standing on this, but I'm
They're both stuck right now.
Touch the face, person.
So each year, the commissioner was saying we're hoping that the sage and the sweet grass will be perennials. If not, then we'll have to do replanting each year. Just a sample of first year. That go well So if you would like to do the unveiling, if you like to vote to it, you can step on a platform and say, well, there's please. And sir, I would like to present you with some seeds, since you're a big gardener, of some of that. So what you'll see is that we have some different flowers that are edible flowers, and we have some black-eyed Susans, which are medicinal properties that we use, as well as some grass, seeds of sweet grass, so that way you can enjoy them.
Good job, Derek.
You enjoy?
Yes?
Yeah, you were very close, huh?
Yeah, but there's a lot of people.
You didn't check the house?
No, they stopped right over there.
Oh, that's about the lunch. Yeah, you went.
I was hoping they'd come by.
I've been doing that for 3 days, and they still give a lot of attention, and he's talking with everyone else. We're gonna finish. Down to the back. You're going to get hit. I don't want you to get hit. Thanks. That's perfect.